And what we have here is a motion sensor pad. It was, like the polygraph itself, was just a prop. It really doesn't do what they say it does. One of the early techniques that I used was to teach people to tighten up their anal sphincter muscle in order to cause a blood pressure and pulse rate increase. So they decided that they were going to come up with some way of catching anybody that was using these so-called countermeasures, and so they came up with what they call a motion sensor pad, which, like I say, is just a prop because it doesn't do anything. It couldn't possibly measure the contraction of the anal sphincter muscle unless it was inserted into the sphincter muscle. And of course, nobody's going to allow that. So it's just a prop to try to keep people saying, well, if you try to do anything to mess up this polygraph, we will find you because we now have the motion sensor pad. So once they came out with that, I changed my whole technique anyway and started just teaching mental imagery, which works by far better. And so we just basically made this obsolete. But they still use it, so I still have it there as a prop too. Then we have here the pneumograph tubes, what's called pneumograph tubes. They're just basically attached to the computer, and when you breathe in, it expands. When you breathe out, it contracts and just shows the tracing on the polygraph chart for your respiration, chest and stomach. And here, the old cardio cuff placed around the left arm records the blood pressure and the pulse rate. Every time your heart beats, the pin moves up and down. I'll show you these tracings on the polygraph chart itself here in just a little bit. And then we have right here what's called the galvanic skin response electrodes, basically measuring the increase or decrease in the sweat activity in your hand. So what's this thing here? We have this polygraph. Poly means many, graphs means tracing. Polygraphos. Polygraph means simply many tracings. And the many tracings on the polygraph chart are your blood pressure, respiration, and your GSR. So what we have here is a machine that can watch you breathe, watch 2 fingers on your right hand sweat, and watch your heartbeat. It can't read your mind. It doesn't look inside your soul and tell whether or not you've lied. It simply watches your heartbeat, your breathing, and the sweat activity in your hand. And from this, they presume, they have the audacity to say that they can tell whether or not you've lied. I have a real problem with that. Okay. Okay. Just lean forward and raise both arms. Can you imagine, though, if you went in there and your freedom or your job depended on whether you'd pass this thing? Just getting hooked up causes a certain amount of anxiety that you cannot keep from being nervous. Feel like you're being hooked up into an electric chair or something. And then all the while, he's telling you, now I'll be able to determine whether you've lied or not. And he's going through his whole spiel, telling you everything about how he's the best there ever was, and he can detect deception with this thing, and don't even think about trying to lie to me because I'll catch you. All that. All you got to do is be honest. The only thing you have to do is sit here for upwards of 4 hours and answer every wormy, prying, personal question that I ask you without reservation. In other words, I want you in here in the hands of a trained interrogator. I want to interrogate you as long as I want to interrogate you without your attorney being present to tell you to shut up. All right. So what we've got here is a sample of what a normal training session would be. You would come in. I would just basically go through a little exercise with you. But first, what I would do now I go through what I call my terms of service. I assume that you plan to tell the truth on your polygraph examination, and that you're seeking my training and practice tests to make sure you pass your polygraph examination, because you are well aware of the scientific evidence which proves that the polygraph, when used as a lie detector, is no more accurate than the toss of a coin. That phrase, the toss of a coin, was used by the United States Supreme Court when they refused to allow polygraph results into evidence because it is unreliable as a lie detector. As a matter of fact, over 50% of honest, truthful people are falsely accused of lying simply because they are nervous. Overcoming that nervousness and learning how to produce a truthful chart so that you can prove your truthfulness is the only thing we are here to accomplish. I will not tell you to lie. I will not train you if you tell me you plan to lie, and I will not listen to any confessions or any admissions of any wrongdoing whatsoever. My fee is in. And if you violate any of the terms of this agreement, I will tell you to leave immediately, and I will keep all the money. Do you agree to these terms?
Yes.
All right, we're good to go. The polygraph operators say wrongly that when you have a reaction that's measured by this polygraph, now this reaction being increase in blood pressure and pulse rate, erratic breathing pattern, increase in sweat activity in your hand. When you have this reaction, they say that you have lied. Well, my problem with that is that this reaction does not always indicate deception. And in order for the polygraph to be an actual lie detector, reliable 85, 95, 100% of the time like polygraph operators claim it is, this reaction must always, not sometimes, always indicate deception. But the problem is the scientific evidence all proves that this reaction, while it may indicate deception about 50% of the time, other 50% of the time it can indicate simple nervousness. The tone of the examiner's voice can cause you to have this very same reaction. Misplaced guilt. Any number of innocent stimuli can cause the exact same reaction that would falsely brand you as a liar. So our goal here then is to make certain that you don't have any reactions on any relevant questions. Now, the way the polygraph is scored is that there are two types of questions: relevant and control. Now, relevant are those that pertain to the point at issue. If you're going for a job, did you tell the truth on your job application? You lied about your drug use, you blah, 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 blah. All those are relevant questions. Then they intersperse in what they call control questions. And the primary control questions that's commonly used are what's called known lie control questions, okay? But some of the most commonly ones used are have you ever lied to anyone that trusted you? Have you ever lied to anyone in authority to keep from getting in trouble? Have you ever stolen from anyone? Have you ever deliberately hurt anyone? Just generally worded questions. Now, then they'll go through there and they'll say, okay, these are important, so I want you to, these had to do with your character, trying to impress upon you the importance of these control questions, okay? But anyway, so they'll go through there and then the way they score it is, if you have this reaction that I talked about, increase in blood pressure and pulse rate, increase in sweat activity in the hand, erratic breathing pattern, if you have that on the relevant questions and you don't have it on the control questions, they say you've lied. If the reverse is true, and you show no reactions whatsoever on the relevant questions, but you do on the control questions, they say that you've told the truth, okay? So our goal here is to make certain that you show no reactions whatsoever on the relevant questions, okay? Now, I tell you in the manual that the only way to do this is to just basically relax and think of something nice and calm on the relevant questions, and then think of something frightening on the control questions. And that's how you pass a polygraph test. And most people are able to do that. There were most, but some people, they get in there and their brain turns to clabber, and the polygraph guy scares the crap out of them because he's real good at that, because that's the whole point of the polygraph, is to intimidate you into making admissions against your own interest. So, you never know just by thinking, without practicing or actually going through the training, whether you're able to do that or not. But I tell you that when you leave my office after you've gone through my training, that you will not show any reactions on any relevant questions, period, ever. And how can I guarantee that? Real simple. I just got online. I went to the American School of Hypnosis, online School of Hypnosis. Real easy. Anybody can get on there, and there are about 10,000 what they call relaxation scripts. I just took one of those relaxation scripts and modified it so that I could teach a person to relax and think of nice, calm, relaxing thoughts when they answer a relevant question. Just close your eyes and relax. I'm going to take your mind to a state of enhanced mental imagery. You will clearly remember everything I tell you, and you will do everything that I tell you to do. I want you to imagine being on a beautiful, deserted beach. I want you to picture yourself lying on a beach chair, staring out at the ocean. You're watching the waves gently rolling into the shore. Wave after wave, gently rolling into the shore. And with each wave, you're becoming more and more relaxed, calm, and at peace. You can feel yourself relaxing now. You can feel a deep sense of peace, well-being, and comfort flowing over you as you watch wave after wave gently rolling into the shore. And with each wave, you're becoming more and more relaxed. Wave after wave, gently rolling into the shore. Totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. Just let your head relax, your neck relax, your shoulders relax, your arms relax, your stomach relax, your legs relax. Just let your whole body relax all over as you watch the waves gently rolling into the shore. Now you're resting comfortably in a deep, calm, peaceful state of mind. And with each word I utter, you're falling deeper and faster and deeper and faster into a more peaceful, calm, and relaxed state of mind. Just immerse yourself into this scene as you watch wave after wave gently rolling into the shore. And let your mind enjoy the feeling of being totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. And the deeper you go into this peaceful state of mind, the deeper you want to go, and the more enjoyable the experience becomes. You're watching wave after wave gently rolling into the shore. And you're now totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. Now I instruct you to do this. When you hear the relevant questions and label the relevant questions and answer the relevant questions, you will only picture yourself lying on this beautiful beach, and you will only see the waves gently rolling into the shore. Wave after wave, gently rolling into the shore. And the only thing you will feel is this feeling of being totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. Relevant questions. Wave after wave, gently rolling into the shore. Totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. Relevant questions. Wave after wave, gently rolling into the shore. Totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. Relevant questions. Wave after wave, gently rolling into the shore. Totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. I'm now going to count from 1 to 5. And when I get to the count of 5, you will be awake, alert, and absolutely confident that you will pass your polygraph test. And you will remember to do what you've been trained to do when you answer the relevant questions. You will only think of this peaceful beach, and you will only feel the relaxed feeling you have right now. You will only think of watching the waves gently rolling into the shore, and you will be totally relaxed, calm, and at peace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. Now the only thing we have to do, because we've got it covered on the relevant questions, we've got it covered. There's no way that you will have any reaction on any relevant question if you will simply label it as relevant in your mind before you answer it. Now what's a relevant question? Real easy. Anything that's not a known lie control question. Very simple. Is your first name John? Do you live in the United States? Did you tell the complete truth on your job application? Guess what, John? Those are all relevant questions. Why? Because they're not a known lie control question. Now there'll be 2 or 3 known lie control questions in the test, and those are the only questions that mean anything at all to you. Those are the only time that you have to use that little meat computer in your head, and you got to think of something frightening. Now, you told me earlier that your motorcycle wreck was the most frightening thing that's ever happened to you. And I want you to really run that through your mind. I don't want you just to think about it casually. I want you to relive the whole damned experience. What exactly happened in that wreck?
Rear tire hit an ice patch and I went over the side.
Okay. There you go. So you're coming along, hit that ice patch, you know you've lost it. You know there's no recovering from it, and right then your brain starts this slow motion, and you can recall exactly what happened. Well, is it going to hit the roll bars? Am I going to break my leg? Where am I going to end up? Am I going to break my neck? All those things going through your mind, and you're sitting there trying to recover, knowing there's no way to recover it. You hit your brakes, you hit your right brake, you hit your left brake, all the other stuff you're trying to do, nothing helps. Nothing helps. You're gone. And you can feel yourself going over and over and over. Relive it. Don't just think about it. Relive it as though it's actually happening when you answer those control questions, okay? Now, we're going to go through there and run through a test. And I don't want you to play like think. I want you to really relive it, because I want you to have me a good reaction on these controls. And on the relevance, you're just relevant. It's just, when I say relevant and you say yes, you say relevant to yourself in your mind, and you say yes, and you're on the beach. On the controls, you say no, and when I say control, you say no, and you literally relive that motorcycle wreck, okay? You're in the cuff now. I want you to close your eyes. That helps you concentrate a little bit more and block out any outside stimulus. And like I say,
are you allowed to close your eyes?
sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. If they tell you to close your eyes, you will. If you don't, you won't. If you don't, what you'll do is you'll focus a spot on the wall. You know how you can stare at a spot on the wall long enough to where your eyes glaze over? That's what I want you to do, to kind of keep that outside stimulus. So sometimes they'll have you close your eyes. Sometimes they won't. If they don't, pick a spot on the wall and close your eyes. Many times they will, in fact, have you close your eyes, because they don't want you to see they don't want you to see them doing everything on the chart. Okay? So, but this time we'll have you close your eyes, put some air in the cuff now, and when I say relevant, you say relevant to yourself in your mind, and then you say yes, and you go to that beach. When I say control, you say no, and you relive that motorcycle wreck. Relevant.
Yes.
Relevant.
Yes.
relevant,
Yes.
relevant,
Yes.
control,
No.
relevant,
Yes.
relevant,
Yes.
control,
No.
relevant,
Yes.
relevant,
Yes.
very good, even with the interference from all the noise in the background and the next door, next office and all that, still come up, no deception, you did an excellent job. I'm going to go through here now and show you on this other camera what you have done so that you can see how easily you can control. Now, would you have believed me 20 minutes ago? When you didn't really believe me 20 or 30 minutes ago when I first told you that I could teach you how to control every tracing on this polygraph chart at will in just a few minutes. You didn't believe me then, but you know now.
That I could do it.
Yeah,
Actually.
well,
You know, I
no,
believed that
well, yeah,
everybody knew
maybe
for
somebody,
sure,
yeah, somebody could do it, or somebody could do it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But,
exactly.
I didn't believe that I could do it.
But
at all.
I didn't realize how ridiculous this thing, how people's, do you understand how many people's lives are ruined by this thing? By being falsely accused of lying simply because you're nervous on the wrong question. I mean, it's absurd. But let me show you how you can control it, how easily you can control it. Let me just get over here and start this thing up. So here we go. Relevant. Relevant. Now, even with all the yah next door and all the noise and all that, relevant. See how nice and calm your breathing is and how your breathing, your blood pressure and all that's just nice and calm. In fact, you were so relaxed at that, I had to readjust you on the next one, but still nice and calm, relevant, relevant. Can you get this all right? You seeing this okay on your camera? And then you come along with another relevant. Then a control. Look at this control. Erratic breathing. See that breathing pattern, how erratic it is? GSR up there. And it had to keep adjusting itself because your blood pressure was jumping up so much. It's obvious which question bothers you. Relevant, control, relevant. It's obvious. Now here we go with another relevant, nice and calm, another relevant, nice and calm. Here we are with another control. See how breathing, erratic breathing, that's nothing, you're not doing any breathing reactions or anything else. You're simply thinking of a frightening scenario that causes a physiological reaction on the chart. High GSR, erratic breathing pattern, and we're back to relevance again. Nice and calm, nice and calm. Complete control of every tracing on that polygraph chart by simply thinking of something relaxing on the relevance and something frightening on the controls. I rest my case. Polygraph is a joke.